When John Mills and his Baptist friends began the Thomasville Baptist Orphanage in 1885, he knew that it was going to be a tremendous success story. What he did not know was that it was going to be a tremendous love story as well. So from 1885 until the present moment, this love has encompassed all of North Carolina. Love for children and their families. We are a thankful people at BCH, and we thank you, North Carolina Baptists, donors, friends, and supporters, for your hope and your encouragement and for keeping the love story alive. The needs of children and families are greater than ever. The dynamics of abuse, neglect, abandonment are greater than ever.
Because of my family situation, there is a lot of drugs and a lot of alcohol and abuse going on in the home.
All my life I've been struggling, just trying to make it and stuff.
My family didn't really see eye to eye on things. Like there was always arguing in the house and confusion about things. And
when I first came, I was very rebellious and didn't get along with anybody.
It was just, the situation just kept escalating. So if I'd stayed in that situation, not only physically, but something eventually would have happened, and I probably wouldn't have been here.
I came here and I realized that families aren't supposed to be super rough. Kind of supposed to be kind of laid back and not so jumbled up.
When you see a child come in bent over with the burdens and problems and cares and anxieties of the world, they've been beaten down, literally, sometimes, with physical abuse, but verbal abuses, which is one of the nastiest abuses of all, to tell a child that you're stupid and dumb and ugly and lazy and you'll never amount to a hill of beans. And then to see that child stand tall, to realize that they're somebody, that they're God's child. What other word are you going to put on that? That's a miracle.
Miracles can happen. As long as you have Lord on your side, you don't have to worry about no pain, no danger.
It brought normalcy to my life and gave me a relationship with Christ and provided safety in things that I had never known.
Well, I was fortunate enough that a few days after I turned 8 years old to be placed at Kennedy Home. And I lived there until a few days after I turned 16. So my relationship goes way back. It is my home.
We have somebody that we can talk to, that we can trust, and that will always keep us safe and not let no harm come towards us.
Over time, I started to realize that everyone around me really did love me and wanted the best for me. And the more I started to see that, the more it started to transform my heart and my mind to really let people in so that I could really get to know who I really was in order to love someone else. So through it all, I probably gained more self-esteem and just, a love for myself that I never had before.
That's a miracle to see the life of a child turn around, that they have received the blessing of Christ, that they have received the blessing and the love and the care of these house parents and these social workers and these hundreds and hundreds of Baptist people who come in and volunteer and touch their lives and let that child know that they are somebody in God's kingdom. That's what a miracle's all about.
I'm thankful for Baptist Children's Home because it was my home. It provided everything. The last conversation I had with my grandfather, he apologized to me for everything that had happened with my biological parents and was sorry he couldn't take me in. And I was able to look at him and say, Grandpa, I was given the greatest home I could have had, and you don't have to worry that I was happy and that I always had someone there for me. And I know, looking back at it now, I'm grateful for the peace that was able to give him and just for all the memories and the fun times that we've had and someone that I can call Mom and Dad.
The house parents try to provide an atmosphere in which a child can feel loved and accepted. And there are things that the child has to do. They have their chores. They have to make up their beds. They have to have devotions. They have to do all kinds of things. So the idea is to create an atmosphere in that cottage of what would be an ideal home situation.
They're just really helpful. They want to help you out and not see you trip and go down that bad road again.
The Baptist Children's Homes have helped me and my sisters, enjoy life again, and they have given us hope, and they just always encourage us to be someone in life. And we have house parents that do anything for you, that care about you, and they just make sure that you're fed and you have love, and that's all you need when someone's taking care of you.
I cannot begin to tell you how thankful I am for that opportunity growing up at Kennedy Home. I came to know Christ there. I loved going back on that campus and putting my feet on that ground. I feel like I need to take my shoes off. It's the holy ground when I go back there, and I look forward to going back every year.
I want to thank God for opening up the door for me, because if it wasn't for y'all to open up the door for me, I don't know what I would be.
What I would like North Carolina Baptist and others to know about this organization is that it changes lives. Every day, someone comes in here and they may be hurting physically, they may be hurting emotionally or spiritually. Each child that comes in here, just like I was. But there's always a staff person that they can come to that reaches out to them and puts their arm around them and tells them that no matter what they're going through or no matter what has happened, that they can trust them and that they can know that it's going to be okay, that there's a God out there who loves them. And so every day, someone's lives is changed. They may not see it immediately, but the impact continues on throughout the rest of their lives.
One of the first children that I ever met when I came here in 1983 was a little boy at Kennedy Home in Kinston. His name was Johnny. He came up to me. He could hardly talk. He had been severely, physically and emotionally and verbally abused starting at like age 3, and he was now like age 8. And the boy couldn't get a sentence out. And that has lingered in my mind for so long. He had just come into care, and he wanted to meet Dr. Blackwell. And so he did, and that really touched me. Well, I went back about 3 months later, and here comes little Johnny. He's in his suit. It's on Sunday morning, and he comes up, "Hi, Dr. Blackwell, I'm glad to see you again." No stuttering, no anything. That was a changed life. Still gets to you after 27 years, you know.
Discouraged and why?
And you see, that's been repeated so many times. And every time I see it, every time I experience it, I'm the one that's changed. I'm changed for the better because of these kids and the change that they have experienced. They're my heroes. They're the ones who really have changed me. And I've grown so much in this job. I'm not the same man that I was in 1983. I'm a better man because of these kids.
A constant friend is he.
Thank you, Baptist Children's Home, for all you've done for me.
Thank you, all the Baptists that have given and prayed over the years. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children out there that are grateful, just like me.
Thank you, Baptist Children's Homes.
Thank you, Baptist Children's Homes.
I'm thankful for a room, a toothbrush. I'm just thankful for everything. I'm thankful for having a roof over my head. I thank the Lord for opening up the door for me. And thank y'all very much for doing what you can do. Thank you.
And I know He watches me.